Okay, a shape has 10 equal sides. How many degrees are in the entire shape? Okay, so I'm going to use this formula. So that's the formula that I'll want to use. So the sum equals 10 subtract 2. So 10 sides is what I would put in there. So 8 times 180 equals, and this is just a calculator type. So that's how many degrees are in the entire shape. That's what I'm asking for. Question B. How many degrees are in each angle? So if I divide this by 10, because there'd be 10 different angles, each would be 144 degrees. Okay, next, a shape has a total of 3420 degrees in it. How many sides does the shape have? So I'm going to be thinking about the same formula there. But this time I gave you the total sum. This time I gave you the total sum. So how do we solve for n? So the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of the times by 180. So I'm dividing by 180. So I get the number 19. So that's what I did. I just got rid of that 180. And then I still have to do one more thing here. I need to add 2. So this would be 21 sides. Okay, and the last thing I could ask you, so this was get the total, the individual, get the number of sides. This time I said that each and every angle is 157.5 degrees. How many sides? Okay, so this is if I took the sum and divided it by n, I would get that. If I had the total sum, but I don't know the sum, and I don't know the number of sides. Okay, so here's the sum. Okay, I took the sum and divided it by n. But I don't know the sum, so I'm going to replace it with that. Okay, so here's the algebra stuff. I'm going to times both sides by n. Does that make sense? I'm going to times both sides by n. So n subtract 2 times 180 Okay, next I'm going to do this. Does that make sense what I did with the arrows? I have to times the brackets by 180. I have to times everything there. So 180n, that's the first part of that bracket, minus 360. Okay, so that's how algebra works. I have to distribute a bracket. Now I'm going to have to collect like terms. So I'm going to put these ends together. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to minus 180n. So negative 360 equals negative 22.5 n. Okay, almost done. Now I need to divide. Therefore, this object, this shape, has 16 sides to it. Okay, so that was just a little bit of algebra stuff in there. Okay, are these lines AB and CD, are they parallel? I want a yes or no answer, and then a reason. So this is what I've been given. Those are the only things I've been given. So what do you think? Yes or no? No, they are not. So what would your reasoning be? And this is be a terminology thing. Alternating exterior angles are not equal. So therefore those are not parallel. Okay, so on your test, I for sure put a question like this on there. Are they parallel? Yes or no? And then when I want your reason, I want your terminology stuff. Okay? Okay, in this figure, angle 9 equals 80 degrees, so I'm going to put it on there. So that's 80. Angle 5 is 68. Okay, find angle 12. What's the measure of this angle right here, right beside the 9? 100? Does that make sense? Why did I know that? What made me know that that was 100? Supplementary. They're beside each other. Okay. Then I'm going to need angle 1. So this is, what do these symbols mean here? Those two little arrows mean that those lines are parallel. So what do I now know about angle 1? It's 80. So why would I know that it's 80? Is there a reason? What's that terminology reason? 1 and 9 are what with each other? What's that relationship? Corresponding. They're both in the same locations, left upper. Number 4, can you see that it's 100? Number 4. And you could actually go with 2 reasons here, right? You could say it's supplementary with 1, or it's corresponding to 12. Those would both work. Those add up to 180. So angle 1 and 4 are supplementary. Angle 3. What is angle 3 then? We should have 80. And you can go with a bunch of reasons there. You could go, well, it's supplementary with 4. You could say it's opposite of 1. You could say it's supplementary with 12 because they're interiors on the same side, or so I'm going to go with it's opposite of angle 1, but you could go supplementary with 4. Okay, angle 7. Do we know what angle 7 would be? 68. And the reason is what? So I'm looking at 5 and 7. What's the names of those ones? Opposite. And angle 16 would be what? $112. And then my reasoning is we have a statement that the interiors that are on the same side have to add up to 180. Okay, number 6, find angle X. Well, first of all, that question mark there, can you figure out that question mark? So I think I know something about triangles. So in a triangle, they all should add up to 180, right? So I got 70 on the last triangle angle. Therefore, angle X is 110 because those need to be supplementary right there. Do you see the straight line? Those two should add up to 180. Okay. So number 7 is kind of the same idea, but now we're going to be thrown off a bit because we have x's involved instead of just numbers. Okay, so what do I know right now? I'm going to just look at this one. This is what I'm going to write, and you can tell me if it makes sense. This angle is 180 minus that angle. And this is kind of what I'm looking at. Those two make 180. That angle is 180, subtract the other angle. Okay, did you notice that I put this in brackets? Okay, does that make sense? It's the whole angle. Now, all of them will make 180. So 25 plus x plus 15 plus 180 subtract 3x minus 10. So those 3 angles in the triangle, that's what I'm organizing. That angle, and that angle all add up to 180. Okay, so this is what I need to think about now. Because I'm going to subtract all that, what does it make when I subtract this whole bracket? So the subtract will be on the 3x, but then the 10 now will be plus. So that would be kind of the spot that got tricky for a lot of people. Okay, and then it's just collecting terms with algebra here. So how many x's? I have 1 subtract 3, so negative 2x. Okay, I'm going to take all these numbers together. So we got a 25 plus a 15 plus 180 plus 10. Okay, now we're going to go this, subtract 230. Okay, last step, divide. So x is going to be a 25. Okay, determine all of the interior angles. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to start with that angle right there. Okay, so I know that that's 80. Okay, what do I know about the properties of a triangle like that? What do these hash marks mean when there's 2 and 2? These sides are the same. So if those two sides are the same, then what? These angles are the same. So this is 80. Those two angles are the same. Now, can you get me that one? Because I can see that triangle. So I have an 80, 80, and then how much would I have left over yet? 20. Okay, now do we know what this symbol means? That's a 90-degree symbol. So there's 90. So in the whole triangle, I have a 90, a 20, and can you get me the last corner of that triangle then? So now that's 70. Okay, now I'm going to work with this triangle. So I know that that and that have the same side. So these angles are the same. So 180 subtract 70 leaves me with 110, right? But I have to cut it in half, divide it by 2. So therefore each one will be 55. Okay, now can you figure out this angle right there? So now I can see those will be on a line. So 125 and last I'm going to get this angle, and I have a 55 and an 80 already, so I need a straight line. So that's a 45. Okay, so it's just all about following all the things that you know. Okay, number 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you get me the sum? Remember the sum formula? How many degrees are in that figure? Okay, inside the whole shape, are we getting 540 with the formula? But I'm going to go this, and I'm dividing it by 5. So each angle Each angle on the shape is 108. So that's this, like each corner, each of those is 108. Okay, so now I have that this and this are the same, so what do you know about, I'm just taking this triangle now, and how am I going to get those two corners on that triangle? So they're going to be the same. So my concept is to do this. I'm going to go 108, subtract the 108. 72 is left. I have 72, and I'm going to divide it by 2 so that I can make each one 36. I can copy this for you later if you want. So if you want just copied, I'll do that. Okay. Couple things on this one. So I need this shape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 sides. Are you okay if we don't do the work? Because I think we just did this, right? The total should be 540 degrees inside there. So inside that shape, you got to have 540. So this symbol, remember we knew that symbol was 90. I think we could figure out what's right beside 70. 110. That's a 110. Because those will make 180 altogether. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add those all up and then subtract from 540 to see what do I have left. So I had 420 degrees. Therefore, that has to be 120 degrees left. Okay, 11. So where do you start? Anybody find a spot we could start?
The one with the 70 and 40 degrees.
That angle right there, 70, 40, and what? 70? Okay, now I can get all of these angles in here. So what do I do? So this is 70 because they are opposite. And then this would make 180 with 70. So you can get all of those ones now. Okay, so let's go with the corners of those triangles. So 50, 110, and what? So 20 is left in that. And then here, 110, 30, and? Now what? I don't know that, right? Do I have enough info here? Okay, here's the two things that I have. Do you see the two triangles? So I have this triangle right there. So this is what I did. One corner was 50. One corner was 20 plus y. And one corner is x. Okay, so I'm going to make a statement here. 50 plus 20 plus y plus x equals 180. Does that make sense? If I add all three angles together, that's 180 in that triangle. Okay. Now I'm going to look at just this triangle. So here's this triangle, and I'm going to do another statement. 70 plus x plus y will also equal 180. Okay, so x plus y equals what? So can you take 50 and 20 off of that? What did you say? 110? Oh, this isn't really getting me anywhere, is it? So I feel like I just don't have enough info. Does anybody see anything else? I don't see any.
Supposed to maybe take the shape and make it like a 360 degrees thing, because you have like.
I think that will leave us the same though, because then we're still going to know that x plus y is 110. I feel like I need that angle or else I can't do anything. Okay, we're scrapping it. Bad question. I don't know unless anybody sees anything else. I don't think we can go anywhere because we can't do two unknowns, I don't think. I don't have any parallels, right? Okay. Number 12. Okay, so this is a regular nonagon. So what does regular mean? It means that all of these are the same. That's what that means. They're all the same. And nonagon, there's 9 sides. 9 sides. Okay, so sum I'm going to add up so 1260 okay, I'm going to divide this by 9. I'm going to see what each angle is going to be. So I got that each angle should be 140 degrees. Okay, so that's the one thing I know. I don't know if it gets me anything yet, but I started with that. Okay, you ready? The next thing I can see is there any property you know about these three angles in here? They would equal 360. These would be 360. Can you see that it all cuts the same? There's three sections, three equal sections. Do you see I went 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. They all cut 3. So what's 360 divided by 3? So each one of these is 120. Okay, let's get angle X. What do I know about this shape? There's 4 sides. Does anybody just know the number of a 4-sided figure? I need to add up to 360 in a 4-sided shape. So also, there's a property with these equal sides. Those angles will be equal. Okay, so can we go 360 subtract 140? I have 80 degrees left, so each one of these will be 40. So angle X is 40. Okay, now I can see this triangle. I'm taking this triangle right here, 120. Can you figure out those angles in that triangle? So that is 30 each. We can get, so we know all those add up to 140. So this should be 70 right there, because all of those will have to make 140. I can see that this one is 40. This one is also 40 here. Okay, supplementary, supplementary. What else do we got? I think this is 110, right? Because it's supplementary with a 70. And then this y is what then? What's left for y? You can do a supplementary. There's my supplementary, 30, 40, and 110. Leaving me with a triangle, 110, 40, and 30. Leaving me with an angle Z of, so now 60 and 120. Whew, that was a lot of things going on. A lot of organizing and following. Alright, what do you think? Do you want me to do this one, or do you feel like we've kind of seen enough? What do you want? Do you want me to do this one, or do you feel like we've kind of seen a few of these already? There's a